can do yesterday, I've told you about how you can draw in Fashion Studio in a multiple ways from scratch, from zero. I just showed you guys just one type of model on how you can do that. I'm gonna try and show you the other ones because you've told me you want to see exactly how you can make a pattern from scratch. I'm gonna show you all the possibilities, and after that we're going to go further on how you can apply different functions for that patterns, how you can make the gradings for them, and so on. Is it okay like this?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. So I had also the thing we did yesterday. I had saved it. I'm gonna let it somewhere around the working area, and I'm going to try again and tell you about how you can draw a simple skirt using the guide rules, how they are working, and also with the help of the draw mode and the draw free lines, and that's about it on how you can quickly do a pattern with the help of the guide rules. I'm going to also uh, show you the picture from yesterday. I believe it helps for you to better understand the dimensions and how I'm trying to work. As I've said yesterday, this is the waistline, the hip line, the bottom of the line, the length of the skirt, and we have some dimensions for the pleat, for the dart. And all I have to do right now is just, I'm going to start from the middle of the skirt, from the waistline, and just go down and try to insert each point at its dimension, at its quotation. Something like this. I've already created the first point, and I'm going to go down to make the point for the middle of the hip. And with this, I'm going to help myself with the guide rules. These are just some volatile lines. They will disappear as I'm going to press escape from the from exactly from the function. And what does they do? They usually help me magnetize all the lines and the points to have a better way, or a simple way to draw dimensionally accurate. So I'm going to go from the origin or on Y, because I want to go down. If I wanted to go to the left or to the right, I would insert the guideline on X-axis. For this, I'm going to go with Y from the origin, because this is the origin point, the starting point. And I'm going to go with minus 20 centimeter down. As I've said yesterday, pressing Control is going to help me go into straight lines or into a 50 degrees line. And now I'm going to go with minus 70 also from the origin, because it helps me, because I have the total length of the skirt. If I'm going to press minus 70 on the inserting where the minus 20 was, it is going to disappear. As I've said, these are volatile lines. They don't actually exist in the model. They won't appear again. They won't be saved into the model. So you don't have to worry about things like this. Let's go on the right direction on x-axis from the last point, from this one, and I need to go with 26.5. Now, because this is a new line on X, the line on Y has remained. And then you can see that if I'm going to go closer with the mouse, it is going to be magnetized. And the line has changed its position because I have inserted it into the last point. So the last point has changed because I have created a new one. The line also changed to maintain its 26.5 position from the last point. Now I'm going to go up with the 50 centimeters, so I can create the other hip point from the side line. And all I have to do is go with 50 centimeter Y from the last point. In here, let's go with 0. Moving further, I have to create the side point from the waistline, which is 21 centimeter on Y, because I have a centimeter also above the side, the waistline. As you can see, it is with 1 centimeter from above, so it's 21. And on Y and on X, we will have to go with minus 3.5. So I can go inside and create this shape as we've arranged it yesterday just by hand. Now we go with specific dimensions. And now we're just going to insert the side of the dart. On X, I am going to go with -1. No, with minus 10. Sorry, I haven't drank my coffee. And just -1, like this. Let's go and create the peak of the dart. It will remain here. It's going to be 0. Here it's going to be yes, 0, and here it's going to be -10. And on X, okay, we have only one point left to do, and you can see that if I'm going to go closer with the mouse, it's going to automatically magnetize, and the drawing will be done. And also all the guide rules that I have used, they will disappear. Also, as in yesterday, I will go through the same steps. I would like to make this segment and this one into curve lines. So I'm going to go with turn to curve. If I'm going to press Control, I can choose more than just one segment to turn into curve. Now both of them are turned into curves, and all I have left to do is take these two points and make them into set the angle 90 degrees. This one should be with 180-degree angle, so it can have that smooth curve over. And I would also like this angle to be 90 degrees. Okay. If you have any question about something you specifically don't understand, you can again ask me here, but so you can manage to do it when you are going to try. But if it's okay with you, I can move on.
So the curve line, we need to select 2 points, right?
For the curve line, it is not really necessary. I've just showed you a way in which you can work. Um, all of them can be actually made to, you can select more than just one segment at a time.
So one
But
segment
it is
means
not
the two
necessary.
points, right?
I'm sorry?
One segment means the 2 points must be selected.
Um,
Can you repeat this curve one? Because I tried yesterday, I could not able to do that.
only the curve part?
Yeah, only the curve one.
Okay, so I'm going to go and copy this skirt. Like yesterday, I'm just going to click on it into the piece mode, click the skirt, drag it, and just with the right click mouse, copy it. I'm going back and transform this segment into the shape mode. Transform the curve into a line. And you have the possibility to do like this. Go to the turn to curve. I have to select the segment. I can just go and click on the line like this, and you can see that the line is green.
Okay.
And the 2 points that are the ends of the segment are going to also be selected. This is going to tell me when the segment is ending.
Okay.
And I can also, with Control pressed, make the other selection with selection type from left to right.
Oh, okay.
And all of the segments that are included into the selections are going to be selected. And
Okay.
also all the segments, not only the points, the segments. If I'm going to press validate, now all of them have been transformed into curves. Is it okay?
So it become already curved, nothing changed.
Well, when I transformed it into a curve, I just go and undo my function.
Yeah, my also nothing changed. It should be like curve, right? The
No, it shouldn't be like a curve. It will remain the same as
okay.
long as you don't make any changes. If
Oh.
I'm going to...
Okay. So we need to do this step. We need to drag here inside
You
or
can
out.
drag it. You can drag it, but if I'm going to let it like this and just um, select one
Oh,
of the angles
yeah, yeah, understand.
and
Okay.
make that constraint, it is going to change its shape.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so this is with the help of the volatile lines. I'm going to also make another type of drawing of pattern from scratch, uh, just with the help of some, let's say, doodles. Um, I'm going again with the draw free lines. And for this, all I need to do is I'm going to try and remake this shape without any concerns about how my dimensions will look like with the help of control, so I can make it straight lines. Something like this. I think I have made, yes, I made 2 points. I can go back into the shape mode and delete one of the points. And now I can resize and remake the skirt to look like the one from the picture. I have to insert another point for the hip because I haven't made it from the beginning. As I've said, I'm going to work with the help of the origin of the piece. Each piece has an origin. It will be really easy to remember it by the arrows that the point has. Um, and I'm just going to move the points around so it can help me create the skirt. And I'm going to set another origin. I'm going to place it into the selected point here. And I'm going to go and select this point around. And on Y, I want it to be 0. So I can have the hip. And on X to be 26.5. I can go now and select this one to be the origin. Select the bottom of the skirt and make it so on X I'm going to have 0. So it will be straight as in the picture. And let's try and make my beautiful drawing into this part of the skirt. Going again, and I'm going to uh, let the origin on this point is going to help me more to transform the waist side of the skirt. And it's going to be like this. Here it's going to be um, minus 3.5. And here only 21. For the next one, I'm going to change the origin into the point of the waist side. I'm going to select the side of the dart, the first side of the dart, and change it to make it so it will be here. And for this, I'm going to use to move it on X with minus 10. and on Y with just 1 centimeter down. The peak of the dart, let's make it so that I'm going to move the origin from the side part of the dart. I'm going to make the origin here. Select the point. As I said, you can select it just by clicking or just by including it into a window from left to right. On X, I'm just going to make it 1 minus 1 centimeter. And on Y, we have minus 13.5. I'm going to select the other side of the dart. And it's going to be like the peak of the dart, only 1 centimeter. No, it's going to be 2 because the origin is here. So it's going to be minus 2. And 0 as it is. This one, does it have? Yes, it is also 0. This is just another way in which you can draw with the help of the context option that appears into the shape mode and how we can move each point from the origin and from the current, similar to guide rules, how we could create the volatile lines from origin or from current position. Same thing I'm gonna do, transform into curve. I'm going to select like this. Oh, I've selected another one. Let's try again. As you can see, I have selected the points and the segment between the points have been selected. It is with green. I'm going to validate. I'm going to remember that the shape, the curve is turned. You can verify it just by trying to move it. But the simplest way is that these helping lines will appear. These are just some tangents of the curve that you can use to shape the curve into specific positions. When these helping lines appear, you will remember that the segment has transformed into a curve. And I'm going to use it again. I'm just going to select the segment, validate, and you can see the helping lines. Just select quickly the points and transform them. And this is another way. Okay, so I'm going to make the screen bigger again. Okay, for the next part, I want to show you how you can actually make this dart into an actual dart. Because this is only a drawing, the program doesn't know right now that what I've been creating here is a dart. And for this thing, I need to go into the garment mode. As I've said before, the garment mode is actually used when you want to, let me see, this is the, when you want to add some technical textile elements, technical pattern elements to the patterns. from dependent lines to translated contours to parallel contours, the grain axis, technical lines, technical points, the symmetry axis that we have used yesterday. It is also you will also find it here. Type of pleats, you also have the possibility to create different type of pleats. I'm going to also show you this. And we have the possibility to create and define darts. So I'm going to go with the function create define dart. This is a 3-step function. Firstly, we need to select the dart peak point, which is going to be this one. Just selected, you're going to see that it's going to change its appearance. And lastly, we need to select the first dart edge and the second dart edge. And now the computer, the application knows that this is a dart. And we have to all the possibilities of how we can manipulate or rotate, transform into a folded dart, cut with dart, same things that we would be also doing on a paper type of pattern or other applications. Um, I'm going to also show you some examples, but I don't know if a skirt is going to be the best way. Let's try it. I'm going to press escape. This way I'm going to step out of the function. But the context option, as you can see, it's going to remain because the dart is selected. And as I have unselected the pattern and also the dart, the context option changed again. Okay, I'm going to show you more about how you can create darts and all the specific functions with other patterns that I have already prepared. But for today, I'm just going to go with some basic stuff and let's see if our time, if we have time, well, I'm going to go further. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you.
Perfect. What I need to tell you, I wanted to talk about more options that you have in the context options. This is one of the most important um, informations and parts from the program. As you can see right now, we are in the piece mode. And the context option is looking like this. It is unavailable because I haven't selected any of the pieces. If I'm going to select one of the pieces, the context option will be available. And we have some of the next possibilities. We can name our patterns. And is going to remain, to be remembered. If I'm going to make a copy out of it, the copy will still be of the same name, but with the copy of in front. These are some the cutting room profile and fabric. We have the possibility to choose what type of fabric we want to insert. But I think I'm going to go over this a little bit later because we need to talk about apogee also. But we can assign different fabrics to our patterns, and we can also see how the preview of how they will look like in real life. We have the piece position of fabric. This is depending also or if we choose another type of fabric, if we want to have a more specific position for them. As you can see, you've also installed the latest version of Fashion Studio, and now you have the tooltips. This is going to be really easy for you to understand all these properties that you can make and how you can use them with the help of the tooltip. All I have to do is just go over with the mouse over the name, and the tooltip will appear. The move fabric, as you can see, it is usually used for fabrics that have checks, stripes. You can easily use the move fabric so that all the checks will match together on the side seams, and when you are going to stitch them together, so we'll have perfect checks and stripes matching. We can choose what type of piece we have. If it is a main piece, we can make it as unused or just to be decoration. If I'm going to choose that this part of the skirt should be unused, I can just select it from here, and you can see all the other properties have disappeared, and a mask was inserted on the pattern that is going to tell me that this is not a used piece. If I want to go back and make it main, I just need to click on it, and the other properties are going to appear. Reset ghost. After saving, I'm going to show you what ghost is and what it does, and I'm going to come back later to the reset ghost. If it is a symmetrical piece, it's going to tell me here. Neither of these patterns are symmetrical. The rotation type and its status is going to tell me if it is an independent type of pattern or attached. I have the possibility to attach other pieces to a main one. And I'm going to show you, for example, I can have a pocket. And we have this function here, attach. The first step is select pieces to be attached. This is the one. And select the parent piece of the attached one. It's going to be the skirt. And now this piece is attached. If I'm going to move it, this one is also going to move wherever. And if I'm going to press on the attached piece, the context option also changed also, and the status is also changed from independent to attached. And you can recognize an attached piece by the mask. It has these lines over it, and you can recognize it as an attached. If I want the piece to no longer be attached, all I have to do is select it. Let me tell you about the selection of the attached piece. I can try, and now as I've only selected, I tried to select it from one go, it won't be selected. It will firstly select the parent piece, and after the parent piece is selected, I have the possibility to also select the attached piece. So I have to make a double selection, first the parent piece and after the attached piece. and I need to go to the function detach. Now I can move it, and the status has yet again changed from a main piece to an unused one. This is always going to happen when you detach a piece from a main one. And if I want to keep the pocket, I'm going to change its type to main. And I can also insert the name for the pocket. Going further, we have the rotation. These are also some options for the fabric. Um, we have the rotation type, similar, independent, or bundle, depending on what type of fabric do you want and how you want the pieces to be nested, going further into Nest Connect. You can choose them from here, but you also have the possibility to choose this rotation type or rotation freedom from Nest Connect. It is not mandatory to insert them here. So if I choose the rotation here, nothing will happen actually on the patterns. They won't be rotated at 90 degrees or 45 degrees. They will only maintain this rotation going on Nest Connect when you are going to nest them. If you want them to be flipped, also all of them into the Nest Connect on X, on Y. The flip type, exactly like the rotation type, to be similar, independent, or bundle. And the quantities. As you can see, into the tooltip we have S. If it is if on S is just one piece, it means that it is a single piece. We can have on fx if we want to be mirrored along x-axis, on fy if we want to be mirrored along the y-axis, or mirrored along both axes. For example, I want this one to have a mirror on the other side. I don't want to make a symmetry axis. I want for the middle of the skirt to be sewn. And I'm going to insert one here. This later on the nesting will appear not actually just one piece, it will appear another one here, same as this one but mirrored. The quality zone actually is something, oh, well, I have skipped over one. We can choose if the patterns are designed on the sewing line or on the cut line. If I'm going to choose cut line, we won't have visible the show height seam allowance, because actually this is going to be inserted also with seam allowance because it is already on the cut line. If I'm going to choose again the sewing line, the seam allowance will also appear. Usually people make the patterns on the sewing line. As I've said, for the quality zone, it's something more related to patterns that are constructed for leather, because there we have different type of quality areas on the leather, and we need to know which piece belongs to which quality zone. That's about it. The quality zone, it is majorly used in the leather industry. And also we have the possibility to choose the seam quality zone if we want to each piece to have a different type of seam allowances, um, exactly like the piece quality. The layer seam line and the layer cut line, we can choose also for nest connect later to tell the application in which layer do we want to see or not see the seam line and the cut line. Layer 3 is usually a layer of drawing. It has a function of drawing, a command of drawing. And the cut line layer 0 is a cut command. So the program will know that if the seam line is on layer 3, it will only draw the seam line, and if it is on the cut line, layer 0 is going to actually cut the fabric. And these are some other piece properties, but it is for the web 3D and it's nothing. We can talk about it later when we are going to talk about graphics also. Um, Going further, you can see that we have this button here, the piece properties table. Let me show it here. A new window is going to appear, and we have the possibility to make some changes into the piece properties table. We are going to have all the copies and all the patterns from our working window. I'm going to press an F5. We can see all of them here. But if I'm going to select one, they are going to also be selected into the piece properties. And we have the possibility to make this some of the changes from the context option from here, but also in a table type of I'm sorry, I just need to take some water. We have more functions and properties to choose, more than the piece properties ones. We have some of them here, like rotation and independent and the flip type, but we also can have the possibility to make a block for the pieces, a gap, or we can choose to have a shrinkage. Also, all of these are for the shrinkage, should be for the material. If we have a material type that if it's underwater, it's going to have a shrinkage. We can implement and insert that shrinkage so the patterns will increase their size depending on that shrinkage. We also have the seam area in square centimeters, the cut area in square centimeter, and also the seam perimeter and the cut perimeter. We can make a block around the pieces, but I think this will be easier to explain when we go into the Nest Connect, because you are actually gonna be able to see how the blocks looks like around the edges of of the patterns, or the shrinkage will look like also. So I think it's better, but you also have the possibility to change and adjust this type of properties on Fashion Studio. And also we have, we can show only the selected patterns. We have some show hide piece information, the quality, we have a show hide of a lot of parts of the table. And the possibility to print it or export it. Okay, this should be about the piece properties that we can find into the piece mode, and how the context option into the piece mode looks like. I told you that we have different types of functions into the piece mode. Actually, regarding the piece mode, I've told you about the attach and detach. They are usually used for things like pockets, or some decorations that you want to attach to the main pieces. We are going to see some other things that we can do here. Let's go with the group and ungroup. I have the possibility to group a part of the pieces. For example, when people work with different designs of the same model, but in the same file, they would want to make groups out of them. If for let's say, for example, blues that has also long sleeves and short sleeves, and I want to make a group when the blues has short sleeves, and another group when the blues has long sleeves. And I can do this. All I have to do is select the patterns I want to make a group, go to the group function, and now they are going to be selected together and move together. If I'm going to unselect them, as you can see, a new mask has appeared on the patterns. This will indicate me that the pieces are part of the same group. And I also have the next possibility. If I want to select only one piece of the group, I have this possibility also, but I need to go like this. I need to firstly select the group, and then select the piece that I want to select separately. And I have the possibility to move it, to change its position, but it will be still um, um, inside of the group. I can make it so I can change its position around the group, inside the group, but it will still be part of the group. If I want the pieces to be ungrouped, all I have to do is select them, go with the next function, which is group, which is ungroup, and now they have come back to normal. You can select them separately, and the mask has disappeared also. Another thing which I want to show you is the block button. It is a block unblock button. This usually is really helpful, for example, when you have made all the changes on a patterns. You know you don't need to bring any other modifications to it, and you want to make sure that you won't change it by mistake, or maybe you work on with somebody else and you just want that pattern to not be changed anyway. You can block that pattern. a mask has appeared on it. Now you can remember that this pattern is finished and you don't need to bring any modifications to it, because even if I want to move it, to change it, to try and take one of the points, I won't have that possibility. It is blocked and it won't let me make any type of modifications to it. If I want to bring it back to a normal state, I will just go to the unblock and the piece will come back to normal. Okay, that's about the possibilities of how you can group, block, or attach pieces. We are going to go with this function here. I'm trying to see which is going to be easier. I think we can do this. I'm going to take this pattern here, and I wish to make a line. Let's take the draw free curves. Do something like this. I'm going to copy it. And we can choose. I want to cut this piece with the help of the line that I have created, so it will remain this this design. And I have the possibility to cut it with last piece with the selected ones. So all I have to do is select the pieces to cut with. For this is going to be the line. Next, and select the piece to cut, this one. So like this, you can make different types of interesting um, designs on the model. You can just cut them with the help of the cut last piece with the selected one, and which white. I'm sorry. What is really interesting is that you can also cut it, and the gradings will remain, or cut or trim with proportional grading. This is without grading. We can go and try it and make the gradings for the skirt that I have already made the dart. I'm just going to quickly show you how you can create a simple type of grading. This is the grading mode. You can see the context option and the grading table that has been made and it has actually appeared with all the reference systems and the active grading table. We don't have any size apart from the base size because I haven't constructed any gradings up till now for this skirt. And we will go with this. I'm going to show you how you can generate or create the set size, we'll go with the first button here, edit set size. A new window will appear. I have the possibility to make it just grade. I can make the drop, the spec, and also the extra. These are usually used in fabrics where they have not only the sizes S, M, L, but also maybe an S small, an M small. They will make the drop different, and also the spec, the extra. They are usually the drop is if the length is different, and so on. But we are going to use the button down generate. And I'm going to create the size set. Let's go with 40, 42, 44, and 46. Fashion Studio is going to tell me that if I choose to generate a new size, the following action will be taken, that the current size will be lost and the gradings will be deleted. If I have active dimensions from the model will be reset to default values. And if I wish to continue, yes, I wish to continue because I don't have anything generated right now. These are the sizes that I have created. I can choose to have other colors for them if it is if I wish to, but it is not mandatory. And all I have to do left is validate. Now the base size is going to appear here with yellow in the other sizes. I have the possibility to choose if I want to change the base size from 40. Usually by default the program will um, make the smallest size the base size, but I can choose to have another one. Just clicking on the green squares and make it yellow, it is going to indicate that this is the base size. If I go further, I'm going to choose another model that has dimension properties because this one doesn't have. Let's choose to make the gradings. I can select a point. You can see that its appearance has changed. Now I have an X and an Y axis that are going to help me indicate um, the positions of the axis, which is the positive and negative values. Where the arrow indicates is going to also always be positive. And the grading table has changed with all the sizes in it. And we have the possibility to insert the values, the step of the grading. If we want to have the distance, it will automatically be calculated here. So we are going to work with the step on X and Y axis for this to help us create the grading. I can choose to select the head of the table. This way all the gradings will be selected at the same time. And on X, I actually want it to remain 0. So I'm going to let it like this. And on Y, let's go with 0.5 centimeters. You can see how the grading will look like because I have chosen the second size as the base size. I will have one smaller size, the 40, and two big sizes above the 42, which will indicate that I'm going into a right direction. I can choose to do the same step for the other point. So let's go like this again. Something like this. I can choose to select only one, but now I want okay. And we have some functions that can help us copy and paste the grading if we wish to, or recalculate proportional grading if the point we choose is between two already graded points. For example, I want the dart to be graded proportionally according to its edges. So I can calculate proportional grading. The first step was to select the point, and the second step I have to choose how I want the grading to be. I can choose to grade it only on X axis, on Y, or I can choose to have the gradings on both. If I choose to go on both, it will look like something like this. If I want to go further, I can choose to go with copy point of the grading if the grading will look the same. So I'm going to select this point, copy it, select another point and just go with paste. We have the normal paste or the special one. When in the special one I have the same possibilities. I can make, if there are different type of grading, drop, spec, extra, I can choose them. For this is only grade, and I can choose the direction of uh, the paste, if it should be X or flipped X, Y. Flipped is really used when I have a mirrored pattern and I want to have the same grading all over it, but if it is mirrored, the patterns and the gradings should be also mirrored to be the same. Okay, what I can also do is that I can select all of the points that will have the same grading, something like this, and I can choose to insert the value here. Or I can actually choose to make the gradings with the help of the arrows from the keyboard. You can see the step of X has changed because I have the possibility to change it with the help of the keyboard. Now I can also go back with the keyboard and make it as it was, or smaller or bigger. I can go down and also choose to make a drop. If I wish to modify something, I can also have the possibility to do it from here. But that's a really quick way in which you can construct the grading for a simple pattern, either by using the grading table and insert the steps, or using the arrows. Usually you have a dimensional table you can that you will be helped with. But you can also have the possibility to go into the edit set size and maybe load an already dimension table that you have created. You have this possibility. If I'm going to go with load, um, I have somewhere a dimension table prepared. I'm going to show you when we will go with reconstruction of grading. I think this will be really useful when we talk also about photodigitizer, um, because they go hand in hand with the reconstruction of gradings with some photodigitized patterns. And for that pieces, I have already generated size set that I'm going to load. Okay, is everything clear? Do you want me to repeat something?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
But you have the if a standard grading rule for any skirt, we can import. Is there any import option for grading chart or something?
You have the possibility to insert the dimension properties table to load. If it is a dimensional table, and for gradings, usually the files will have gradings. If it is a DXF AMA type of file, they will have rule files that will come with grading, because these are the only type of files that you can actually import.
Yeah, I can say we have only option for import the DXF file, right?
Yes.
I try to import the MDL. There is no option for import that in our license, or
Yes, the only possible import for it is the DXF standard. This is for Fashion Studio. You can import other type of files only if you go into an MDL type of model and import it as a Lectra, as a DXF.
so we need to convert MDL to DXF file,
Yes,
right?
yes. If you want to work in Fashion Studio, you have to import them as a DXF.
So how to convert? Is there any function inside or no?
We can make the GEML type of files, export them into a DXF, but we don't have the possibility to convert other type of files. This is
Because
something you need to
we
know.
were using the old Lectra and we have many class notes and the pattern in MDL. So when we will teach, we need to import that. So I was thinking,
Yes, I believe Lectra has the possibility to export them as a DXF.
yeah. So but we are not continuing with that. We are going to use this. So how we can convert that or what to do? The our old course note and those all exercises are in MDL file. All
I understand that, but this is the only way. You have to export them from Lectra into a DXF type of files and import them here also as a DXF.
oh, okay, okay, I got it. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So shall we go for a tea break? Everyone is.
Okay, we can have a break. I can also have a cup of water.
Okay, then connect in 15 minutes.
See you
Thank you.
in. We can make a break of 10-15 minutes and make another one later.
Yeah, sure, sure. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, Malina, we should start.
Okay, let's start.
Okay, thank you for the break.
You're more than welcome. I also needed a break, but I didn't watch the clock to see exactly what
Yeah,
time was it.
sometimes we trainer, we miss that.
Indeed.
Okay.
Um, you're going to hear me sometimes with a cup of water. It I just need to clear my throat a little bit.
No problem, no problem. Please.
Um, okay, so I've told you about the basic grading. Um, what is really nice about it is that if I go and create a symmetry axis, yes, from the first point to the second point, and I'm going to show it, the grading will automatically be placed also into the symmetrical piece, which is really useful. So we won't have to work twice as much. Um, I had a presentation prepared. I've told you about it last time. Um, of how you can create the models into the library. Yeah, you can digitize the cardboard patterns. And what you asked me the other way is to import the XF type of files. And I was planning to show you how you can create and manipulate darts, rotate them, how you can make ruffles, flares, gathers, and pleats, type of pleats. We have some examples here. Um, is it okay? Do you want me to go over this subject?
Yeah, yes, sure.
Okay. For this, I have prepared other type of files. We won't be working with the skirt anymore. um, I have some already made. Let me just go to the flares and gathers here. Some simple patterns that I have already prepared. And we will go with the first one. I'm going to show you how you can make flares and gathers, like this sleeve and this shirt here. Um, and I'm going to show all the functions, the steps, how we can create them. Um, these are some pre-made patterns. I'm going to maybe quickly show you how we can make the points like this. I'm going to make a copy. I have already created all the necessary points for that type of gather, and I just need to go into the shape mode and use the function from here create bulge. I'm going to access the function. This is a three-step type of function. We need to select the fixed point, which will maintain its position, and the point where the bulge, that spreading value, will be applied. So I want the head of the sleeve to remain fixed, to have that same dimension. So I'm going to firstly select the first fixed point, which will have the spreading value point down at the bottom of the sleeve. And this is an ongoing function. I can recall it as many times as I want, with as many points as I want. So I need another fixed point, another spreading value point, and so on until all the points have been selected. I'm going to press validate. And after I'm pressing validate, it is going to make me go into the third step. If I'm going to go over the spreading value, it is going to, the tooltip will tell me how I can use it, some tips on how I can adjust the spreading value. If I want multiple spreading values, I can also insert that. These are some really useful tips on what they mean, and each thing's what it is used for. So I can use this bar here to have the spreading value. You can see the way it is going to look like. Or I can just insert the value here, and I can make different spreading values according to the points. 3 centimeters for the first point. I can make 1 centimeter for the second point. 2 centimeters for the middle point. Let's go with 1 and 2 again. And here we are going to see that spreading value that has been created for all of them. Pressing validate will create new points where the spreading has been inserted. The head of the sleeve has maintained its dimension. And that's one way you can work with gathers and with flares. We can go with the second one, which is this one. Oh, and another thing here, I'm going to show you to this blouse. I had used the bulge in a distributed way. So the spreading has been equally implemented into one part and the other um, of the chosen point for the spreading value. In the second one, I have already created a part, so you can see these were the points that has remained fixed with its dimension, and this is the place where the spreading value has been added. This later can be made into pleats and make that really nice appearance that it is here. So for this, we can create again with the bulge function. Choose the fixed points. Validate. And as I said, I was using distributed for this one, but For the gathers, I'm going to go in a counterclockwise direction. So the spreading value will be added down. They won't go up, or they will try to make the position of the blouse reposition itself and make it into a weird looking way. If I would have chosen clockwise, you can see how the pattern would look like. The position from the bottom, it will remain fixed, and the blouse would go up, and in a counterclockwise direction it will be vice versa. I can also choose the spreading type. It can be a line like here, but I can also make it a curve, and it will have a smoother part. If I wish to, I have the possibility to also close the bulge, but it is a little bit trickier actually. We just need to be really careful on how we need to select the points. We have to select the first point of the first closing line. And here, usually you need to pay really good attention. What is the first point of the first closing line? The second point of the first closing line, I'm just trying to remember it, I believe is this one. The first point of the second closing line, it's also going to be the point that it was fixed. It is also the first point and the third one. And the second point, I believe it was this one. And now the bulge has been erased. And I can do that again and again for all of the patterns, just remembering what is the first point and the second point, the first line that was already, and the second one that has been created. But I believe that if you want to use the bulge, you can just make a copy out of it, and the pattern itself will remain somewhere, and you don't have to use the closed bulge again. Okay, let's see what we have next here. Flounces and ruffles. We can make different types of flounces, like this sleeve here, and the ones around the waistline, and that ruffle. We can create it with a drawing tool from the drawing mode. I'm going to show you this also. As you can see below, I have already created a flounce. This was for the neckline, or from the neckline. I'm going to repeat the process again to show you how you can do it. But let's go with something simpler. I'm going to make the flounces for the sleeve as in that picture that the girl had. And for this, I am going to use the function fullness. It is immediately near the bulge. This is also a 4-step function. We need to select the arcs with the fullness value. So this is the piece I'm going to use, and the fullness function works like this. I have to select the arc that will have the fullness value. I want to keep its length, but I want to make it bigger like this. So I'm going to choose the fullness to be here. Now I have to select oh, I believe I have let's I'm sorry. I think I have read the instructions wrong. So the arcs, not the section. I need to select the arcs with the fullness value. It is going to be this one. The arc that keeps its length. I want to be this one because I want the pieces when they are going to be stitched together to have the same dimension. Now I have to select the section that remain fixed. Let's say it's going to be the one from left. And here is going to have the spreading value. I have the initial length of the piece, and I can insert the new length or the offset. If I don't know what the total length of the fullness will be, I can just make the offset. I want it to be 15 centimeters, let's say. You can see that the length has increased when I have inserted the offset, and it will show me how the piece will look like. If I'm going to do this, I can also change it from here. If I want to have the length of 50, the offset will automatically be recalculated. If this is okay, and I'm pleased with the result, I can just press validate and the piece is going to be created. Okay, I said that I'm going to show you how you can also make this one for from the neckline. This has a symmetry axis. I'm going to go with the one that doesn't have a symmetry axis, and I'm going to use the pre-create parallel contour. I want to make a parallel contour of the neckline somewhere of 2 centimeters below the neckline. I just have to select the first point or the segment. Something that maybe it's a shortcut again when you finally realize or you are more familiar with the application, you can maybe skip some of the function steps, and if they tell you to go and select the first point and the second point, you can actually choose only the segment between those 2 points, and you have already created the parallel contour. If I want to bring some modifications to the parallel contour, I would need to go into the context option that has appeared once I have created the parallel contour and just make the offset bigger than the one that it was automatically inserted. I also have the possibility to make the offset to not have the same value. If I'm going to uncheck this one, maybe I want at the middle side of the segment have to have it longer. I can choose to do that. Exactly like on the piece mode, I have the possibility to select the layer in which the parallel contour will be visible later on the cutting and on the nesting. And what is really nice about the parallel contours is that it's giving me the possibility to insert decorative elements on the line. If I'm going with the drop-down menu, I'm going to have different type of stitches. This is a library of internationally recognized type of decorative elements, and I have the possibility to insert them and later be visible um, on nesting and while cutting. If I'm going to choose just one right now for an example to show you how it looks like, let's go with this one. You can see how it will change, but you need to make sure that you have the view to see the decoration on with of the elements. If you go into the simple CAD view, you won't be seeing any of this. So we have different types of views. We have the simple CAD views, the CAD for digitized pictures. We have the technical view. This is going to help me see the technical elements. Technical view with decoration. This usually helps when I have also graphics on. It is going to help me see the graphic also. If the patterns have any graphics on. And the final aspect, this is the aspect where there won't be anything on the patterns except it's them in itself. Um, as you can see, the decorative line has disappeared because I haven't um, made it on another layer. And if I want the decorations to disappear, all I have to do is choose none. Um, Another option you can choose is that if the piece has symmetry, this one doesn't have a symmetry axis, so it won't have a symmetrical. You can choose that the parallel contour to be visible on the symmetry as well or not. But that's about how you can work with the parallel contour. I'm going to press escape to get out of the function. This is the parallel line. Also, all the things that I have already told you about context options um, are again and also visible. But I have two new buttons. I have the possibility to create intersection points where the line meets the segments of the pattern. So it's going to appear a point here and a point here if I wish to. And I also have the possibility to cut the piece with the help of the parallel contour. And this is what I wanted to do, is to cut the piece into two new pieces with the help of the parallel contour. And this one will be made into something similar. So I'm going back with the fullness option. And redo the steps, but um, for this example, I want to keep the length of this part, to make the fullness on this part, to make it really big, to keep its length here so it can match. This is the arc that is going to remain fixed because it will be sewn together to this part. And here, I'm going to make the offset. Okay, is it okay? Do you have any questions?
The fullness tool will help to create the full collar, right? Which you take out.
Exactly. Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. Can you
But
repeat again that one?
yes, I can do it again. I have saved this one. So I'm going into the shape mode. I will go with the fullness function and just pay really close attention to the steps because I'm also sometimes I can get confused. So I need to select the section that arcs with the fullness. The section that will arc with the fullness will be the bottom of the sleeve. This is where I want the fullness to be spread. I need to select the section that arcs but keeps its length. So this is going to arc, but the dimension, the length of it will remain the same. So I can stitch it back to the sleeve and have the same dimensions. I need to select the section that will remain fixed. This can be either this part or this part. It doesn't necessarily needs to be really one of them, except if you wish to sew it together to something. For this example, I'm going to take the other one. And the spreading value will be applied um, here and here somewhere, and it will go in this direction. If this is the one segment that will remain fixed, the spreading value will go like this, and it will curve like this. As I said, I can choose the offset or the new length. It depends on what I know or I wish to have. If I only know the offset, the new length will be recalculated with the offset. Or if I know exactly that I want to have, for example, 55 centimeters, the new length, then the offset will be automatically recalculated. This is going, these lines will tell me exactly how the pattern will look like. I just need to press validate, and that's it. This is one way in which you can make that ruffled color that you told me about. You can make it another way. I'm going to show you right now uh, with the help of a function from draw mode. We will use the spiral to create the circular ruffles that are usually placed in on the neckline. Is it okay? Did you understood? Is it? Should I move
Yes,
further?
yes, I got it.
Okay. So exactly like with the fullness option, we can do the ruffles around the neckline with the help of the draw spiral function from here. But maybe firstly, I would need to know the dimension of the neckline because this is the part that I want to have to keep its dimension. Let's say, for example, that I know what is the neckline. I know, or I can just actually calculate it. I will go into measure mode and tell you about the measure mode a little bit later. It is 13.74. Okay, so I'm going back to the spiral. Firstly, I need to so first point of the diameter, it's this one, and now I have to choose the second point of the diameter. It doesn't matter because I can reshape it later if it is not perfect. The third step will let me choose the cross diameter. I can make it just with the help of the mouse, or if I know the exactly dimensions, I can insert them here. I don't know right now any dimensions, so I'm just going to go like this. In the fourth step, we have the width of the spiral. It can be changed. For example, if I want it wider, I can make it just by inserting it, and the number of steps from the spiral will change. From 4 steps, it will be only 3. I can also choose the number of steps. If this is something that will interest me, I can make them be more numbered steps or less number steps. And the place where I need to have that length from the neckline will be here, the section length on the short edge. So we have a long edge, this one. This is the one exactly like in the fullness that arcs and the fullness value has been spread. Same thing. And the short edge is this one that we can choose to know its distances, so it can be easier for us. It was 13.74, I believe. I can press enter. And if I know this one, you can see that new lines have been inserted into the place where 13.74 is. And this is really useful for me to know where to cut it and how to cut it. This may be actually be useful when I have more than one blouse that I need to make. This is fine if I want to make only one blouse, but if I have multiple blouses with that ruffle effect, a spiral like this will help me more. If I have made all the modifications that I want in step 4, I can go to next. And the fifth step will actually help me reshape or redo some of the already selected properties from the step 4. If I don't want to change anything, I'm going to press validate, and the new spiral has been created. As I said, this is really useful later when it will be cut, because it won't take as much space between fabrics like with fullness, if there are more than just one blouse. Is it okay with the spiral?
Yes, it's okay. But if we need to decide how many panel, we just put how many, like in the spiral have many cut panels, right?
Yes.
So if the flare, I need only like 2 and 2, 4 panels. So how we take this?
A 2x2.
Like a spiral have so many panel, based on the measurement we just give and it's automatic cutout. So
Okay.
in my design, I only need to use like 4 or 5 panels, not 5, actually 4 or 6, something like that.
Okay. Yes, I don't believe you can choose the number of panels that you can have, but you can make the spiral smaller just by creating the number of steps or the width to make it smaller, um, or make it smaller from the diameter from the beginning. If I want it here to be only 4 centimeters, you can see that it will change the length, but it won't change the steps. I believe you will have to change the spiral from the beginning, from the diameter point, and the cross diameter. So it can be smaller, but you don't have the possibility to change the number of parts that the spiral will have.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see where we need to go further. Okay, we will be talking about transferring and rotating darts. I've told you how you can define the dart. Now let's see how you can actually use it to make other type of settings with the help of a dart. We will go into the garment mode. This is the part. These are the three functions for darts. And let's make this one first. These are smaller darts, and I'm going to create something like this. And we'll go with this one. As you can see, I have a dart here with its cutting line. I have another dart here with its cutting line. And another dart that is already closed. So I'm going to make a copy. And I have the possibility to go with this one. I can make the transferring and the cutting line of the dart to change its position. All I have to do is go back into the shape mode, because this is the mode where I can manipulate segments and parts of the patterns. I can also manipulate the transferring and cutting line of the dart. As you can see, I can transfer it wherever I want to on the pattern, wherever I believe it will be useful for me. And I can go back into the garment mode, select the dart. I will have some possibilities here of seeing where what layer I want the dart to be visible. Later on cutting and nesting, and I have the possibility to edit the dart. I can rotate it, I can transform it into a folded dart. It can be cut. I can cut the pattern with the help of the dart, or I can actually close it. If I'm going to go with close, I'm going to press validate, and that dart that was already closed, it is also known that the program has closed it for good. And now I have two open darts here. I'm going to show you that all you have to do to make it smaller, because it is already in the right position for this pattern. I can just go into the shape mode, take the tip of the dart, and I can move it with the help of the mouse. So it can be smaller like in the image. I can again select it and transform it into a folded type of dart. This is also a dart, but this is the way the dart should look like when you go further and they will be cut. I also have the possibility to take this one and also close it. And that's how the first pattern will look like, or should look like. Okay, going further, I'm going to show you how you can create this princess seam type of dart. I believe it is a princess sim. And let's see. So I have the first dart from above. I need to change the direction and the position of the cutting line. I will go back into the shape mode, take the line, take its point, and I'm going to insert it somewhere here. Now, because I am also in the shape mode, I will go select the segment, the cutting segment of the dart, and I'm going to transform it into a curve. This way it will be easier for me to manipulate it so it can have this really nice curved shape. Something like this. And this will be the new cutting and rotation line for the dart. I'm going back, select the dart. It can either be selected just by clicking on the segment, on the peak of the dart, on the cutting line. It doesn't matter. It will automatically be selected everything inside the dart. And I'm going to choose to rotate it. So I have more possibilities. I have the current dart, which is this one that is opened. We have its depth, the angle, and the percentage. And this is the new dart. It is 0 right now because I haven't used anything. I haven't rotated anything. And we have two possibilities. I can either click and drag the dart to its new place with the help of the mouse. I can do this. You can see the new dart from the table has changed when I'm going to click on it. Well, because I have already selected it, I have two darts right now. And if everything is closed, I can press escape. And now I need to just go back and close every dart that I have created new. I don't wish this dart to be here.
Yeah, that dart I think need to delete.
Yes, yeah, we need to delete it. I think I will go just back and do it in one step and not go. So if I'm going to release it, a new dart will be created. I don't need to release it. I have to go exactly at the edge like this. So the new dart will be opened in the correct way. Going to press escape, and the previous dart, I need to close it. All I have to do is press validate and it will be closed. Right now I have this point here of the dart and I need to change its position because I want to cut it. And to do this, I'm going to place it here. This is where I want the piece to be cut. And all I have left to do is go back, select the dart, and go with the cut with dart cut line. Like this. And I see I have also make the grading appear. And that's one way you can work with them. Okay, I believe you've seen some of the things that when I'm going to a pattern, you can see that I have this button here that is really close to the grain axis. This is the gizmo button. Usually my colleagues have implemented this gizmo as a shortcut for multiple types of show height. For now, we have two here. I have the show height of the seam allowance. If I'm going to click on it, the seam allowance of the pattern will be visible. And I have a show height of the grading also. This gizmo is visible from here. If I don't want it on the patterns, all I have to do is deactivate it, and now we won't see it anymore. And just pressing by it, it will be also visible. But we have more than just seam allowance and grading. We can make a seam allowance of the pack uh, of the pieces that were packed. Mary and walking pieces and ghost. I'm going to talk about this later on and show you guys how you can work with them. But I believe I've sometimes clicked on the gizmo button because it was in the way, where it was in the middle of the pattern, and I haven't explained to you what it is. So I just need to clarify it. What was that button? Also, what is something that my colleagues have implemented is that when you create a new piece, it doesn't matter what type of piece it is, it will be automatically be created with a grain axis and this thing here called cartridge. I believe you've seen also when it is the gizmo really close to the grain axis, we have this thing here that usually has the name of the piece and the size. This is the cartridge, and it will always appear closer to the grain axis. So usually the people working with fashion studio won't have the problem that maybe they have forgotten to insert the grain axis. It will be automatically be inserted by the program by default. But let's just say for an example that somehow you have deleted the grain axis by mistake. And now the piece doesn't have a grain axis. Well, you have this button here. It's called check pieces ready to cut or check pieces as designed. You can choose what you want to see. I'm going to go with the first one. This is a type of extra checking before you save everything and go further on Nest Connect for the people to see if they have any mistakes or they have multiple points at on the same spot. The patterns, this thing can detect the mistakes, and if it is a green type of a mistake, the program will automatically redo it and repair the mistake. And there are some red type of failures or errors that you need to check yourself what it is. But the thing is that if I'm going to click on it, it doesn't matter if it's green or red. If I'm going to click on the error, it will take me exactly to the piece that has that problem. So it will be really easy to recognize the mistake, and it's also going to tell you what is happening, what type of failure it is. And on the supplementary information, it's also going to tell you if the error has been redone or not. And here, as you can see, it is already implemented the grain axis automatically. All I have to do is redo, to check the redo button and press OK. Now any failure that would be red would still appear because I have to go and manually um, uh, delete it and fix it. But if it is a green type of failure, it won't appear anymore, and just press OK. And this is really helpful before you go further, so you won't have errors going on Nest Expert, Nest Connect. Okay.
Lina, how to change the grain line axis direction?
Yes.
Cross
Sure. Um, so we have here, if I'm going into the garment mode, this is the place where you are going to also see create grain axis button. If I'm going to click on it, I can have the possibility to create it just like this, but it is already created, so I won't. But if I'm going to click on it, the context option for the grain axis will appear. It will give me the possibility to change its length and also the angle from here. I can just use it like this, or I can just, as I said, click on it and click on the tip of the arrow, but you have to make sure that you have actually selected it. And I have the possibility to just go with the mouse. I can change its length, I can change its angle, and if I'm going to press Control as the last time, I'm going to go into straight lines. Something like this. And all I have to do left is reposition it wherever I want.
Okay, thank you.
You're most welcome. What I wanted to talk about also is the other thing, the other part that will appear automatically on a pattern is the cartridge, and how we can change and redesign the cartridge. We have a show height button for it, so I can make it visible or not. If, for example, the patterns are really small and I can see the details or work on the details there, I would actually prefer not to see it, so it can be removed. But if I'm going to select the cartridge itself, again, the context option, always the context option for every function on the application will change according to their specific properties. As you can see here, this is the edit cartridge of the context option. I can make it the type of the cartridge as in here, the model. I can make it application and it will change with the informations that we have inserted of the pattern, and I can make it custom. Also, we can change the width of the cell, the width of the whole cartridge. We can move it from the position, we can rotate it. These are things that can be changed, as you've seen, to almost every technical element on the application, and also change the layers. If I'm going with edit, I will have the properties that I can insert into the cartridge. For now, we can have the piece size and the piece name, and we can choose according to how many information you wish to have on the piece, from model name, version, latest saved, fabric type. Maybe the fabric it will be important or useful later on. I can know if it is or how many quantities are of the same piece. Um, if they are if they have any restriction, um, everything can be saved and placed later on the cartridge, and I can make um, the cartridge customized however I wish. I can change the width and the height of the cell. This is not really important, but just so you know that you can change it and place as many informations as you want, or how you think they should look like on the cartridge. Okay, this is the preview. You've already seen how it will look like. And if there are way too many informations here, I have the possibility to see only the checked ones and or all of the above. And I can also include a header if people don't will understand way easier the informations that are going to be inserted here. For example, if I just um, go with the version name and I don't explain what was the information on this cell when it is going to be replaced with the version name, I won't really understand, or a person that sees this for the first time won't really understand what it is. So I can include a header that will tell me what is the information um, inserted in the cartridge. I'm going to press OK, and this is the new cartridge, how it will look like. All the informations that are going to appear in the cartridge are information saved uh, either in piece properties and in the piece properties table. So if I'm going to go with, they will be inserted into the cartridge, as you can see.
Can you explain this rotation type, independent and similar and bundle? What the use of this? The rotation type I forget to ask last time you was explaining. Independent, similar and bundle. Yeah, this one.
Yes, as you can see here on the tooltip, they will actually explain it to you. So I'm just going to also let the information be visible. Maybe you can understand it quickly. The rotation freedom is about how what are the restriction that the piece will have later during nesting when you are nesting the pieces in Nest Connect.
Oh, okay. I got it. I got it. The second one, the rotation type.
Yes, the rotation type. This is more used when you have different types of fabric. Um, if I choose to have an independent um, type of rotation, um, they won't have I can choose more than just one piece to have to be independent. So if I choose to have a rotation freedom of 180 and be independent, then that independent will mean that I can go also 180 and 90 degrees. I can turn it upside down. This is the freedom of rotation with also freedom of angle. I believe it can be maybe easier to explain if I am going to show you in Nest Connect also how it will change.
Oh, so this is only for the Nest Connect, right? Not the type of
Yes, yes,
fabric,
yes.
not different type of fabric.
No.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Even if I'm going to place the rotation freedom or type here, you won't see anything in Fashion Studio. This will be taken over to Nest Connect.
But we normally don't do more than 5 degree of rotation to save the fabric or something in Nest Connect. Am I right?
Yes, you can. You usually yes.
Yeah, so okay, that's why I was wondering how to use this function. Okay, anyway, thank you.
But as I said, you can choose them to be here, or actually you can um, choose these rotation types in the table properties from Nest Connect, because we also have one there. So you don't have to actually choose any of these here. I prefer, or I recommend to choose them directly on Nest Connect.
Yes, okay, yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Um, so I've talked with you about the cartridge. Um, Another thing that we can do is those show hide here. We can make the show hide of the piece name. As you can see, it can also appear on the grain axis, or I can make it visible or not visible. But if the piece has a cartridge attached and visible, it will always appear on the cartridge. Um, I was talking about darts. I believe we can move further. Let's see on the presentation what is next.
Shall we take a break?
Okay, sure. You can take
Okay.
a yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so let's come back in 10 minutes.
No? Perfect. you.
Okay, Malina, thanks for the break.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you also for the break. Let's see. You have asked me on the chat if I can share the patterns with you guys. The problem is that usually this pattern are inside the organization educational with my email, and I can share it only with the people from inside the educational Gemini. And even if I send you these patterns, you won't be able to open them. So I need to talk with my colleagues to see if we can find the solution here, and maybe I will give you back an email with the response, because right now I actually don't know how you can access them.
Okay, you can add me as a student on your my personal
Yes, but
yeah.
this is not something that I am able to do without discussing with my superior and with my colleagues.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Let us know to next
Sure,
Friday.
sure. Okay. Um, I was talking about pleats. I'm going to show you how we can make different types of pleats in Fashion Studio, and from the simplest type of pleats to the more complex type of pleats. And I'm going to go step by step. For this, I need to open another model that I have prepared here. The first one should be this one. I don't want to save anything. Um, and we need to go into the garment mode again. We have these three functions that are for creating pleats. And we can go with create simple pleats. If I'm going to the drop down menu, you can see that I have actually multiple type of pleats. We can create the simple one, we can create sequences of separate simple pleats, or sequences of mixed simple pleats. So as in the model, I'm going to go and create a simple pleat as here. I have already all the points inserted that I need. I'm going to go with the function create simple pleat. This is also a fourth step function. I just have to select the first point, the second point, the third and the fourth point. And now the pleat has been automatically made. And I also have the possibility to make a show hide of the unpleated piece. Exactly like I could make a show hide of the symmetrical axis or the gradings, I have the possibility to make a show hide of the unpleated piece. This is how it will look like. And this is an ongoing function. I have the possibility to use it as many times as I want to. And if I want to escape the function, all I have to do is press escape button. This is already a piece that has been actually already made with the help of multiple pleats with distance. If I'm going to go with the show hide unpleated piece on this one, you can see it here, how the piece looks like unpleated. And I'm going to do the same thing for this part here. Um, but now I can remember that I don't know if yes, I haven't showed you yesterday how you can make, let's go like this, validate, how you can make how we can add points at certain distances, how we can add multiple points at certain distances, as I have used for these examples. We need to use this function here to divide the segment at a given number of parts. The other functions I have showed you, but I think we didn't have time for the last one, for the divide segment. And it's a really easy function, exactly like the first. We have to select the first point, the second point, and the direction where I want to have it divided. So I'm going to go with this part. I want it to be divided, and select the section. And now I have the possibility to select in how many parts I want the piece to be divided into, or I can choose to divide it by the length, and the length option will also be visible. So maybe I want to have 2 centimeters between each part, and I want to have 5 parts, and it will show me exactly the number of the 5 parts that I want divided with 2 centimeters. If I don't need to have the parts, the length, if I don't need to have the length, the parts will only be visible, and I can make it as many times as I want. But if I also want to do like this, I can make it, let's see, 8 times, and the parts will automatically change. So I have 8 centimeter part for each thing. If I want more parts, I want 10. But to not maintain its length, you can see here how I can divide it. And another thing is that I can choose the parts to be inserted on the first point, the starting point of the segment, or the ending point of the segment. I can choose to invert end. Let's make it here. Let's make it with length and have only 5 parts. So they will be inserted automatically on the beginning of the segment, the first point, but I can invert the end, and they will be seen on the other side. So this is just one way you can work, or you can just divide it by the parts and make 10 and have it all around divide, and that's how you can create a series of points with equal distance between them. The same thing, the same way I have created this one. And going back to the pleats, you have seen how you can create simple pleats. I'm going with the drop-down menu and create a sequence of pleats of separate simple pleats. And here, different as of the simple pleat, I have to select the set of points for the first part. So the first set of points will be these 4 here, and the other 4 on the neckline, without the one from the point neck. So I have to select these 4 and these 4. I don't need to press Control or something, they will be automatically selected. And after I make sure that I have selected everything I need, I can go to the next part of the function and select the second set of points, which are the one from down, from the bottom. So pressing validate will automatically create the sequence of distance type of pleats I can show it to you how it is going to look like. Let's see this one a little bit further. It will be something similar to this. Okay, we have next the sequence of mixed simple pleats. This one would be, you can see here the simple pleats, the multiple pleats. This has distance between them. You can see that it is a pleat, some distance, yeah, again a pleat, and again distance, and so on. This is the second pleat that we have created. And now we can go here. I don't know if I can make it bigger, or is it visible? This is a sequence of pleats without distance between them. So I'm going to go and create this one right now. But the process is the same. All I have to do is select the first set of points. So these three with these two. I'm going to avoid the one from the neckline. And I'm going to select the other. I can also select them one by one, but I think it's easier to just select it like this. I'm going to press validate. And this is how they are going to look like. Okay. Let's make this one again smaller, and let's go to the complex type of pleats. In Fashion Studio, we have the possibility to create our own pleat and also save it into a library to use it again. I'm going to show you how you can do this. Let's go with the third function, create complex pleat. And I have to select the points. So this is the first one, the second one, third and fourth. This is the window in which I can edit the pleat. And I have the possibility here in the first window to choose how I can edit the pleats, the distance between number 1 and number 3 and 2 and 4. I'm going to go with inserting more layers to the pleat. As you can see, each time I'm pressing the button here, a new layer, a new fold actually is going to be inserted. Because here it's a way in which the customer or the user will understand how the fabric will be made, depending on how I choose these folds to look like, and the distance between them. I'm going to go with the pleats that I have already created before. You can see it here. I'm just going to copy it so I can make it the same as this one. This is something that my colleagues have made during practice, and actually I've just learned it probably by heart by inserting the values. To be something like this. And the pleat looks really similar to the one in the picture. The thing is that you have to go by yourself and actually try and make lots of different type of pleats. I don't know. Usually we would have a library in here, but I don't know if Fashion Studio has the same library as Creative Studio. It seems like not, but I can go and see and understand better. Um, I can make a little bit this so we can understand this is the distance between the first point and the second point for each row of folds, how they will remain. This is the length, actually, the distance length. And here also it will tell me how I want to keep the length and the distance between these two parts. And the direction, if I wanted to go in a positive, negative, or go again three times. Uh, the nicest thing about this is that I have the possibility to save um, the pleat that I have created into a library. Now it is going to go back into the library and insert it here. I have already made the same thing again and again, that's why I know it, and it's here. And just press OK. This is how the pleat will look like. And if I'm going to unfold it, it will be something like this. I believe the next type of pleats will be the simple box pleats and the multiple box pleats. I have prepared a skirt for this one. I don't want to save. Okay. Again, I have prepared all the points that I need for each and every type of box pleat. So we will go with the first one. It is the simple box pleat. It's this kind of inverted type of pleat. And I need to use the function from the garment mode, create box pleats. Same as the simple pleats, we have the simple box pleats, the sequence of separate box pleats, and the sequence of mixed box pleats. Select the first point, the second point, the third, and the fourth. Going to press escape to exit the function. And that's how the pleat will look like in an unfolded way. If I will go to the next series of box pleats with separation between them, exactly like the first one, we need to select this first set of points, pressing next, and select the second set of points.
Malina, can you help us to teach the how to add the point even on the waistline and the bottom line for adding the dot, the first step? Adding.
Yes, please can you repeat again?
Can you teach us to add the point before you add the dot, even on the bottom line and the waistline? You already added the point, right, in your pattern? Can you teach us how
Okay.
you did?
I've added them with the help of the distance segment, or at a given distance. They are the same functions that I have used previously, and I've already talked about them. Do you want me to repeat them?
Yeah, the even distance one, the divide
Okay,
segment.
I can make them again. Just let me make a copy of this one. I'm going to delete the points in here. I can select the points and go with the function delete point, and they will be automatically be deleted. And here also. The thing I have used for this skirt, I'm going to make another copy just to make sure that maybe I can have another example. I used the divide segment at a given number of parts because I wanted the points from the waist and from the bottom line to be equally divided, to be equally dividing the segment. So I just used the first function, the segment divide segment function, and I have selected the first point of the segment, the second point, and the direction. And I just told them I want to have 5 equal parts, because if I do 4, it's going to make just 4 equal parts, but just 3 points. So 5 equal parts, and like this I have 4 points at the same distance between. I'm going to divide. This is how I created the first point. And I'm going back with the divide segment at a given number of parts again. Select the first point, select the second point, and the segment. This one is bigger than the first line from the waist. But if I'm going to again tell it to divide it in 5 equal parts, they will be the pleats will go really nice in a really smooth and straight line type of into a straight type of line.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So I was talking about the sequence of box pleats. All the points from the other skirts have been inserted in a similar way, but I can show you the other points that I have also created for another skirt. So here I have to select the first set of points and the second set of points. As I've previously said, you can actually go with the selection from left to right to include them, or I can just as fine select them one by one. If you go here, as I've told you, you will have with the yellow in a yellow screen. It will tell you that you have a different number of points from the previous set of points. So the function won't be able to function. Yes, the function won't be able to make the pleats if you don't have equal number of points for the first set and the second set. And this is how they are going to look like. Okay, let's go with the presentation again. I've showed you actually this one, the simple box pleats, and this one with distance between, the sequence of box pleats with distance between. and we are going to make the mixed box plates without distance. I'm actually going to use, let's go with the next skirt. Um, as you can see, why it is different from the first one. I have 4 points here. Here I only have 3 because I have divided the the skirt into 4 equal parts, not 5 as in the previous. But it doesn't matter. All it has to do with is that as in the message from below in yellow, we have to have an equal number of parts from the first set to the second set of points. It doesn't matter if they are 3 or 4 points, as long as you have equality between the sets. And this is the third type of box split. Okay. Now what I want to show you, it's something really nice that we can make. Is that complex split that we have created. I can, as I am again into the edit split, but I have saved it into the library, if you remember. And now I have the possibility to take the split that I have created and go with insert and resize. This way, even if the pleat, I'm going to press OK. And here it is. Even if the pleat was made for a shirt in the previous pattern, if I have saved it into the library, I can reuse it and resize it as long as I have 4 points that I can later match together for the pleat on the library. And it will look like this. This is just a presentation that you can actually use it again and again, and this is really helpful. Let's go further. In the presentation, I'm going to show you the possibility on how you can create different types of facing that can be connected or not to the area from which we extracted that piece. So we will go to types of facings. I'm going to go with another thing that I have prepared. Let's see, where are the facings here? I have a woman's suit. And I'm going to firstly extract the facing with the help of the parallel contour, exactly like I have showed you how you can cut it with the parallel contour. I can do the same things and make the facings with that thing. I have already extracted the parallel contour here and here. I can do it again if you want.
No, I think we know already facing how to do.
Okay. Okay, so as I've said, I just need to insert to go with the parallel contour and cut it and now the facing has been created, and also the new part of the pattern has been created. We can also make this with the help of other type of lines. Let me see. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to delete the parallel contour, but firstly make a copy. And for this one, I'm going to delete them and show you how you can work with translated contour. And what is the difference between a parallel contour and a translated contour? As in the parallel contour, I have to follow the same step. All I have to do is select the first point, select the second point, and select the direction. And you can see clearly the difference between how the parallel contour looks like and how the translated contour looks like. I'm going to add the same, I think there is 3 centimeters, I believe, or 2. Let's see. Yes, they are 3 centimeters. Something like this. So the main difference is that the parallel contour will maintain the distance between the selected points on every axis. They will go horizontal and vertical, and they will maintain that distance. Meanwhile, the translated contour will only copy the contour and move it with 3 centimeters inside the pattern. As you can see, this function can be really useful, for example, when you are working on the armhole, as in this example, and you wish to have the inside of the armhole more curved, but you wish to maintain the same measurements from the head of the sleeve, where it's going to be sewn together into the armhole. The whole length you wanted to keep, but you wanted to make it more curved inside. So that's one way you can work with translated contour. And same thing, you can insert decorative elements on it, like for the parallel contour, and cut it also if you, because this is the thing that you wished for, so you can also cut it and have the new type of armhole. This is an exaggeration. You would never have to make it that big of 3 centimeter. I just wanted to show you how you can work with it. Okay, going back to how you can create facings. This is a type of facing that is not linked to the actual parent piece that has been cut from. I have here some this skirt that I'm going to also extract with the help of the cut, like this. But you can see that the facing is not sewn together. I want to make a single piece from these two parts. I have already placed them in this position here, but they are not linked. They are not joined. And for this, I'm going to go with two different functions. First function is the one that will help me bring the pieces in this position, and another function that will help me join the pieces together. So I will go into the measure mode, and I will go with the function marry by 2 points. I'm going to make it bigger so you can see better. This function will help me choose a fixed and a mobile piece, and will also help me place together these two pieces. So maybe I can verify if the segments have the same measurements, if the segments have the same values. This is why Mary is into the measurement mode, because it is a way you can check the accuracy of the values of the segments. So firstly, I need to select the first point, or the point from the mobile piece, the first element. It will be this one. I need to select the second element from the mobile piece. This means the mobile piece, this will be the one that will go to the fixed one. This will remain its position, and this one will be mobile. The first element from the fixed point, the second element from the fixed point, and as you can see, this is the Mary position. All I have to do lastly is to marry them, pressing the button, and they are now into a marry position. I'm going to press escape. As you see from above, it's the same position because I have already used it. And now all I have left to do is go into the piece mode and use the function join pieces into a new piece. I'm going to press the function, and you can say all I have to do is select the pieces to be joined or weld together. So these are the two pieces, and all I have to do is press validate. If there are way too many points here because maybe they didn't have the actual same value, I can go back and just delete a couple of them. So I can have less points.
Double click to delete, or you need to select the delete function first?
No. If you are into the shape mode, you can just double click and delete, and also double click for creating.
So we need to use the delete keyboard from keyboard.
Not really. You can. So I'm going to create 3 points with double click.
Yeah.
And I have the possibility to delete them by selecting and delete from the keyboard, like this.
Okay. And
Select it and delete with the help of the delete button. Or again, double click and it will disappear. It will be deleted.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Because you are doing like magician, so
I'm sorry.
you are doing like magician, so I
Oh, like a magician. I'm sorry. I have told you yesterday about this, but maybe it's better to ask. Yes, please.
yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay. This is the way you can create facings that don't have a connection to the root pattern, to the piece, to the pattern that was included in it. I'm going to show you how you can do the facings so that the pieces will be later linked. I just need to remember if I need to do something here or not. Let's go into another, yes, here. Let's go into another pattern. I have these men trousers. And I have already two linked pieces from these patterns. I'm going to delete them, and I'm going to show you how you can create them again and what does it mean. But I'm going to firstly do it with a little small piece. Let's say that I'm going to create the facing for the pocket, and I want to cut this part here. All I have to do is use the function from the piece mode named create linked piece. As you can see now, the patterns are in this kind of gray color, and I just need to select the surface that I want to make the new piece, the new linked piece. So this is the first pattern that I want to create. After I press next, it's going to give me the possibility to insert it wherever I want in the working space. I'm going to place it here by clicking. And now I have the possibility to redo again the same thing that I have already done here. What is really nice about this type of linked pieces is that it's giving me the opportunity to not only select just one surface. I have the possibility to select more than one surface like this. I can press Control and I can select more than one surface while pressing Control, or just go with a selection from right to left to include everything that that selection is touching. After I'm going to press next, this is the new pattern that has been created. If these are the only patterns that I want, I'm going to press escape from the function to get out, and the new linked pieces have been created. What is really nice about the linked pieces that were extracted from the root pieces, the main pieces that we had, is that when we want to modify something from the root piece, for an example, let me go in the shape mode and take this segment and make it bigger, you can see that all the pieces that have been linked together will also change their position. So this is something really useful for people that are working with really with a lot of really different types of variety of models. If I am going to change one thing from the root piece, like the size of it, or just a part of the shape of a curve, each curve linked together will change also. Okay, but I also need to tell you, let's go make some other modifications. If I'm going to do like this, I can change the length of them. As you can see, everything that is linked together will change their geometry. But not on I can make this type of modification not only on the pieces, I can also make them from the linked one. As you can see, I have the possibility to change the linked piece, and the mother piece will also be modified.
So it means when we make the base pattern, we should always, whatever design, pocket or facing we put, it should be linked, right?
Usually we use it like this for specific for facings, but it is not mandatory. It is a way in which you can work. But I believe it will be more useful to be linked, yes.
Yeah, because the bar sometimes they change the shape or measurement, so it will go through all the facing or pockets or whatever is linked with that. It will be easy.
Yes, yes.
Can
Uh,
you start from the base how you did it?
yes. I can start from the base. I wanted to also show you some things like if we delete some elements from the link piece. Um, let's see. They will be also deleted from the parent piece. Um, and something really interesting. But let me see. This is something I wanted to see to check. I'm going to unblock it. Yes, as you can see, if I'm going to have some modification brought to the linked piece, as this one have unblocked it and move it, the one from the parent piece, from the root piece, won't be modified again. If I'm going to go and delete points, they are going to also be modified into the parent piece because um, these points were there for a reason, and every point that you delete, it will be deleted from everywhere. But the things like the pockets, if I going to change their place, uh, it will remain only onto the into the linked piece. And I believe you have already noticed that the only modifications that I can do here are just geometrical type of modifications. Only their geometry is connected together when we extract it, um, not everything else. So I'm going to delete these two. I'm going to take this pattern and make a copy out of it. I'm going to go with draw mode and make something similar like this, but maybe I'm going to go with a more curved, something like this. And I want to have the bottom of the pants also in a similar to have a round shape. And I want to go with the link piece, extract the first one. Let's put it here, and I am going to extract the second one. As you can see, I have the possibility to extract the whole pattern with also with the pocket, and or if I'm going to double click, it will be selected only the pocket. But I want everything inside the first thing. As I said, pressing next and just choosing where I want um, the piece to be inserted into the working mode. I'm going to press escape to exit the patterns. And that's actually it. I have created the linked pieces. As before, if I'm going to bring modifications, um, the modification will also be implemented here. Also, if I'm going to do this to the linked one, to the linked piece, everything is going to be modified according.
Okay, so for the link pattern, we must always take the extended lines. We cannot
Uh,
contour line. Earlier, we are trying to make a contour
yes,
line.
yes, you would need to have this kind of lines because let me show you here. You see, it is really small, the extended line. And if I want to modify this part, if I'm going to make it bigger, the piece will be unused and it will be blocked because it doesn't know where to go further.
Yeah, okay. So we must have the extended lines on the base pattern.
Yes,
Okay.
but this is only for linked pieces. They won't appear later if you use them into Nest Expert and so on. And you also have the possibility to break this link connection. Maybe in the latest stages of your patterns, when everything is already placed and you just need to um, move further into Nest Connect to make the nesting, you won't need the patterns to be linked anymore. So you can just go with the break link connection, select the pieces that you want to break the link, and press validate, and they will be main pieces without any links. Uh, I'm just going to verify if I have forgotten something about the link pieces that I need to tell you. Yes. Um, if I remember correctly, you have the possibility to use link, let's see, only 5 times. Yes, you can see I have reached the maximum count of linked pieces that I am able to do in a model. This is the limitation that Fashion Studio has. You have the possibility to use it in a maximum of 5 pieces for every model.
Okay.
Let's see what I have left to tell you about. Um, I can use these ones to show you some sim allowances. I haven't talked about sim allowances for now, so I can do. I will go into the garment mode, and we have the first two. Actually, the first function, edit sim allowance, which will help me um go and check every sim allowances that I have. I need to also pay attention to have a show hide of the sim allowance on, so I can see it, how the sim allowance will look like, and or if I want to make any type of modifications. For example, I want to go to the bottom of the pants and have it a double fold. It will also tell me the information that the type of the seam allowance has changed from a simple plain fold into a double fold. I can also take each part of the segments and change the width if there is something that I need to correct or remember. Um, we have the possibility, if I'm going to select a corner, to select what type of corner do I want to insert. We have a lot of different type of corners, and if I'm going to click on it and click on the image is going to appear bigger, so you can understand what type of corner it is and make the correct adjustments for every segment of the corner. Yes, something like this. Um, this is what I wanted to tell you about the segments. Also, if I'm going to press a simple segment, I have the possibility, as I said, to change the length of the seam allowance to make it bigger or small, the width, change it however I want to. Okay, I'm going to move further. This is the linked pieces. I've already talked about it. Usually this is how they will look like on a pattern, and how I have extracted them. Okay, I wanted to show you something that I believe it's really important. I can show you later the other type of seam allowances. I wanted to show you how you can measure and what type of measurements do we have in Fashion Studio. Um, what you need to also know, I believe, is that you can go to the um, C panel, and you will have a work folder. And in the work folder, you will find the Gemini Fashion Studio. And you can work here with some models that the we have inserted, and you can use it for yourself, like these two um, that you can find. uh, and actually I'm trying to find another model that I know that I have saved.
We don't have these files, right?
You have the files from work folder.
It's automatically created in our C drive.
Yes. If you go to C, you will find work folder, and you will have in Gemini Fashion Studio samples, models, apparel, the GEML type of files. But you have only uh, two sim two files that you can work with and make some practice. You can also check it right now, but I can show you again where they should be. So let me go with you again. I'm in the C work folder, Gemini Fashion Studio, samples, models, apparel, and the GEML. The XF is empty, doesn't have anything, but in GEML you will find the blue dress and the red lace dress. Have you found it, or should I continue?
We have many inside.
Oh, so you maybe I have another. Actually, I have like 2 or 3 types of gem work folders, so maybe I have another one. But you have found a lot of different files there.
Yeah, there is a blouse matching, blouse woman, long sleeves.
Oh, perfect. These are perfect for you to work on and make some practice and also use them later on your trainings because a lot of what I have uh, showed you is from those samples. Like the trousers, you will find them there.
Okay, yeah, we can see. So these are practice file.
Yes, yes, and you can also make your own practice files and samples with those samples for your students.
Mm, okay, that's a great resource you just tell us. Perfect.
Yes, so yes, those are perfect for practice and students also.
Okay, I think it's time to conclude. We are completely evening, actually 2 hours late from the office hour.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
So should we stop here for today?
Yeah, let's conclude our session today.
Okay. Um, just for me to remember, and if I forget to, please remember for me. I'm going to show you the measurements and how you can do them
Yeah,
for
okay.
our next session. Yes.
I have written down. Next session we will have the Friday.
Yes, we will have a Q&A session in the beginning for your
Oh,
questions where you couldn't do something, and I'm going to do it together with you.
yeah, sure, sure. Thank you very much.
Yes. And I will talk with Adrian when will be the next session. I believe you will send us an email. I just need to verify also my schedule and we'll come back to you.
Yeah, sure, no problem. And also help to share the recording so we can go through the today's and yesterday recording.
Yes. Um I don't know if you can save it, but I can download the recording and send you via a WeTransfer. Would be okay?
Yes, no problem.
Perfect. So I'm going to send you again the session from yesterday and today also.
Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate your time and see you on next Friday.
Sure. Thank you also. Have a nice day.
Nice day to you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Good night.
Okay, thank you, Oscar. Yeah, so perfect.